Lisa Erickson with Lisa Erickson Group at Engel & Volkers. Listen, I bought my first property when I was 21, and if I could help you do the same exact things as I do with many clients, I want to help you build that first asset, this is the video for you. So the first mistake, number one, is not really getting input on what you can realistically afford. This market is different and dynamic and very interesting and compelling, and you can see all kinds of great eye candy through an app that you might use. And here's the reality. You really, really need to speak with a qualified lender that's local that can tell you exactly what you can buy, for how much, what your down payment is going to be, what loan types are of option to you, because there are several that could be an option, and to explain in a very robust way what you can do with the funds that you have available, because there's a lot of ways to basically slice and dice either the cash that you have on hand as part of your down payment, and or loan type, and or appraisal gap, contingencies, all kinds of things. So do not make that mistake of trusting your most important decision to somebody that you found on the internet. You need a trusted resource, and if you need a trusted resource, which I'm hoping that you will DM me and ask me, I will absolutely get you the best lenders available in the Tampa Bay market. So the next thing that you really need to consider as a potential mistake to avoid is really dumping all of your cash nest egg into a house. There's things that happen when you're a homeowner. You know, you don't have the ability to call somebody and say, hey, you know, I need a new dryer, or I need a new HVAC system. You really need to plan for that. Even though you may buy the most pristine home in all of your capacity, the reality is that sometimes things are going to break, and it's really unexpected. So the last thing that you want to do is put yourself into a position to dump every single penny of your cash out into the transaction and, you know, have everything hold up into the house, because you're going to need to extract some of those funds at some future point. So always be cautious about that, and remember to hold back some of your cash for those unexpected expenses, and to have a nice reserve for yourself so you're not stressing out. So the next thing to avoid is really going shopping for a house before you actually know what you're pre-approved for. Google, let's go back to Google. Google will tell you a lot of things, but I have to tell you, it's not going to tell you how to buy a house. It is not going to tell you effectively how much you're qualified for. It actually will not even give you the accurate rates. I don't know if you knew that. All these rates that you're going to see from Bankrate, you know, Lending Tree, all those are teaser rates. And so the teaser rate that's shown is probably not in actuality what you're actually going to get. So caution, please. You need to really think through the pre-approval process and what you can actually buy before you shop. Because shopping, it's like shopping with a credit card that has no limit. You know, you can buy, but, you know, really, is this the best thing to be doing for best use of your time and things from an affordability standpoint moving forward after you get the bill, for example. So just be very cautious about shopping before you really know all the facts. All right, another mistake that you can make as a first-time home buyer is miscalculating the effect of living in a property and really sort of the wear and tear on a house. So we all dream of moving into something that's absolutely picture perfect. Sometimes you can achieve that with your budget. That's great. You move in and you're experiencing life and all the things that it has to offer in a home, and then something, you know, particularly expensive breaks. And so not having a plan for that is incredibly important, because it's 95 degrees in the shade in the summer here in Florida, and you really need HVAC and a working air conditioning system to make yourself comfortable. I know that that sounds, you know, like a common sense law, but the price of AC systems, for example, has gone up so radically in the last probably 3 years. You know, it could cost you $7,000 to $8,000 to get something mechanically working again for your system, so that you're not, you know, sweating profusely in your house. So please just think that through. If you have any questions about the typical repair expenses related to some of the working systems or things you may need to repair in a property, make sure you ask a qualified professional. You could do that in the trade world through any of these major systems, or you can just have a great agent. Okay, so one of the last mistakes that you can make is really underestimating the power of competition in this market. What do I mean by that? What do I mean is that saving up for a down payment is critically important, and to have more is better. And that means that in this market, you're probably going to need extra cash. And you may say, what do you mean? I mean that a property may sell for X number of dollars. You may get it under contract for X number of dollars, and it may qualify based on your loan product and all that, just in line with your approval. The thing is that the appraisals that are being conducted right now in our market are not quite up to the market level right now. I'm seeing that more commonly than ever, where the appraised value does not meet the standard for your loan approval. So in essence, what that's going to entail for you is that you're likely going to need to come up with cash out of pocket. And in fact, buyers right now are routinely having to put that into the contract itself in order to win, because sellers are very aware of this, listing agents are very aware of this. So you're likely going to need extra cash aside from the contingency down payment that you've planned for in order to get into contract. You're going to be a stronger position when you can come with additional cash funds. You're going to be asked to verify those funds, by the way, typically. And so just make sure that you plan for that and talk with a great agent to make sure that you have pretty much all the pieces of the puzzle lined up to be as competitive as you humanly can in this very competitive market that we operate in. Hey, to learn more about some of these tips and tricks as a first-time homebuyer, other topics that we cover during our time together through YouTube, also subscribe on Instagram or on TikTok. Make sure you check out these two videos that are up next if you want to learn more about what's happening in our real estate market. Talk to you next time.